Leafs Nation, how we doing? There's a new big man in town. Craig Berube, head coach. Overall opinion, strong. It was a move that needed to be done. I think anyone would say, you know what, we've ran it back enough and we need a change. As good of a guy as Sheldon Keefe is, I think there needs to be a new voice in that locker room, and I think across the nation and the organization that was unanimous. So we've got Craig Berube in there. I've been coached by Craig Berube in Philadelphia. And let me tell you, he's not a guy that's going to need to demand respect, which drives me nuts. Respect isn't something that should be demanded. It's given when it's deserved. And Craig Berube deserves respect, and he gets it automatically. Just by walking in the room. He doesn't have to yell and scream. He doesn't bang his fists on the table. He's not that guy. He's fair. He's honest. He's down to earth, but he has expectations. And that's the biggest thing with this change in my mind, is the expectations are going to change. Now, what's the problem with this Toronto Maple Leafs team? They can't get it done in the playoffs. They have sterling seasons in the regular season, and playoffs come and they lay an egg consistently. They can't score. Why is that with such a skilled team? Well, we've said it again and again. Playoff time is time where people and teams play physical, they play aggressive, they play gritty, and they play intense. This team has not adopted that philosophy, and it has cost them dearly. You can be as skilled as you want, but you go out there and you play a little regular season game in Columbus, you're going to get run out of the building by a team that's playing physical, gritty, and intense. And Craig Berube, I think, is going to hold a different standard to this team and to these players on what the expectations are, and he's going to hold them accountable. Simple as that. That's their biggest problem. Is this thing a dumpster fire? Does it need to get torn down to the studs? No, it doesn't. But these players need to adopt a different attitude. And I have my theories on who's willing to adopt those different attitudes and who's not. But at the end of the day, the people in the organization are going to look at it and decide what's best for their team to go in the direction that Craig Berube wants to go in. I'm excited for this. I think that it is a change that needs to happen. And at the end of the day, it's a culture change. That team, that room needed a change in the culture, in the mentality, in the way that it thinks and goes about its business. And that starts, boom, right there at the top with the head coach. He is holding all the meetings. He's running the practices. He's running the video sessions, the pregame speeches. He is on the bus. He's on the plane. He's in the hotels. He's at dinner. He is the head of that team. And he is the one that projects what the expectations are throughout the team. I strongly believe that he is going to put out a new culture that is more based on team first mentality, playing with some balls, with some grit, playing with some passion, playing with some intensity. That's what it gets. That's what it takes to get it done in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's not a secret. I didn't just reinvent the wheel here. Look at history and who wins in the playoffs, and they're not super soft skilled teams that aren't willing to do things that other teams are. Simple as that. You get run out of the barn when you try to cut corners and avoid that playoff style hockey. The good news is you don't have to be touched by the hand of God in the talent department to play that style of hockey. Our team is already very talented. We have drafted, we have developed, we have these highly skilled players. Now we just need them to adopt a different mentality in the playoffs. You have to be willing to go to places that make you uncomfortable, where you might feel a little bit of pain on the body, where you might get banged up. You might have to drive that net and run right into that big D-man. But guess what? Goals come off of those plays. You can push the other team on their heels. You can take over a game in the playoffs by adopting a mentality that is based in effort, hard work, moving your feet, finishing your checks, playing with grit, playing with intensity, playing with passion. And this team wearing that goddamn logo on the front of their sweater needs to start playing with passion. It's time. We've ran it back. We've beat the dead horse. We understand now. You can't say we didn't try. It's been ran back. It's failed. Time to change the mentality with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Craig Berube, I hope, is the man to do that.